Hi all, and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. This is Sunday. Hope everyone's feeling good about themselves, all excited about what's going to happen later on. Well, first and foremost, if you've all been out to your grassroots football games with the kids, or if you've all been out on days out getting things done, getting the shopping in, getting the beer in, because I know what's going to happen later on tonight, and I'm sure the majority of you will be sitting at home with the family, maybe putting a big television into the backyard. But hey ho, it's an England final against Spain in the Euros. Can we do it? Well, we'll go back a little bit later on, but first and foremost, let's get on with grassroots football. Hope everyone out there has been absolutely brilliant from the sidelines, on the field of play, respecting the referee, no aggressive behaviour, loads of respect on and off the field of play, shaking the hands with the referee, making sure that the referee's enjoying themselves as well, because they're there for one thing, aren't they? They're all impartial. Now, we're talking about impartial referees. The other day in the Euros, can I just say this, that a lot of people, even pundits, were talking about corruption in referees and, you know, about games, and you can see the media publicising posts of a referee who's done certain things, and yet these referees were out and about and doing officiating games. But what they did refuse to mention when referees come on to certain games, they are impartial. They are impartial. So why would they be there? You know, I'm sure everything about them has been investigated and they've got a clean bill of health to go on and officiate a game. So why don't we just stand back and let the game flow as it should? Now, we have a lot of people in grassroots football, and you'll see it on social media posts. Not as many I'm putting out, you know, because I'm looking, there's loads of summer leagues, loads of tournaments in grassroots football, and it's music to my ears to look on social media and see that there's not much going on the lines of verbal abuse, aggressive behaviour. Yes, it will go on wherever there's grassroots football. You'll have the odd incident. Not all of them are publicised, we know that. But don't forget, a couple of seasons ago, you had the organisations drumming it, banging a drum, putting this out. This referee was told to where to go, knowing certain terms. This happened to a referee, that happened to a referee. Punished them, fined them, sent them to jail. This was in, day out, that these were publicising this. Now, we've carried on doing our own thing with Don't Cross the Line, banging the drum as always, making sure that all the referees are respected on and off the field of play, because without them there is no game. And we all know, people say, what do you mean a referee, you know, a manager can referee and there'll always be a game, but it's not the real game, is it? Because referees have been trained to go out and do, whether you like it or not, they've done their courses, they've passed their courses, they've gone to their levels, they now know the laws of the game more than me and you, who ain't done a referee course. So how can you go on and criticise someone? Yes, they will make mistakes, we know that, who is above and beyond yourselves, who haven't done a course, because even when you've done a course, it doesn't give you room to go and say, well, I've done my course, I'm a referee, so I can criticise, I've got the power to. That doesn't happen. That's why you don't see many referees going in to your local FAs on the misconduct charges regarding their behaviour towards a referee. So referee onto a referee. I'm sure it does happen. I'd like to know how many incidents of referees having a go at referees, because a lot of referees out there do run football teams, we know that. So how do they behave when it comes to them on the sideline? Now, we've got one or two, we should have, Jack and Sophie. They'll be on our sidelines very soon, taking over the team together. Two referees running kids football. What more could you ask for? You couldn't ask for much more than that. So what we're trying to do is make sure that they all sing off the same song sheets, not the coaches or referees, and work together. But we were just talking about misconduct charges, so it would be nice to know if you've been a referee and you've been in for a misconduct charge towards an official, even though you're an official yourself. I'd love to hear from you. mal@don'ttexttheline.com. send us your details, let us know if you don't mind speaking about it, you know, and just what thoughts were going through your mind. What did you think? Because as I say, I've seen a lot of referee groups and they're all having a go at the referee. And to me, it just makes me smile when I see this, because referees, blaming referees says everything. Now we know this can happen. As we just said, referees will be open to mistakes, like all of us, wherever we go, whatever we do in work. We can all make mistakes. Everyday life is full of mistakes for me, I must admit, and I don't know about yourselves, but you'll always do something wrong during the day and start thinking to yourself, how did I get that wrong? How did I do that? We all do it. But that's, I suppose, part and parcel of life. But what we're saying is, when you go out to grassroots football, please make sure that you are there to support your child or someone else's child if you're being asked along to watch the game of football. Don't have a go at the referee. It's not worth it. It doesn't solve any problems really, except it creates problems. And that means if you're having a go at the referee now, the governing bodies can actually have you in now, and the team itself, the club itself, can be fined. The person who caused all the problems can be banned from the game, fined, not to return. So it does have its consequences. So now we want everyone to jump on board with Don't Cross the Line and make sure that whenever you go out, you are respecting not just the teams, the oppositions, the managers, the coaches, the committee members, but the referees. We all need to stick together as one and let the game flow, let the kids play the game. If any trouble arises on the field of play, leave it to the referee. They're the officials, they're the ones who'll solve the problem, and if they need any support, they will then instruct the coach to come on, and the coach will, between them, they'll sort things out. I know as a parent sometimes it's hard. If young Tommy or young Samantha get hurt on the field of play, you want to run on and make sure that everything is okay, you do. But you have to leave it to the people who know what they're doing, to be honest, and that's the coaches, the managers and the officials. They've all done the course, they've all done the safeguarding, they've all done the DBS, the level ones, the coaching badges, you name it, or the referee badges, they've got them. And it's no good saying, I've got my DBS, I'm allowed because I'm allowed on here because I work in the school, I've got my safeguarding, I do care work, I do support work. At the end of the day, I've got my safeguarding, my DBS, but it's nothing compared to what the FA, you need to undertake the DBS from the FA or the safeguarding course from the FA as well. Yeah, it's unfair, I totally agree, because you have them, you've got proof. I've done the big one that involves children and adults as well, and yet, because I haven't done the FA one, it doesn't count. Now that, to me, doesn't really, it doesn't wash with me. I don't agree with it, and I think the majority out there would also agree with me. Your DBS is only as good as it lasts. You know, it can run out tomorrow, or you can fail on it tomorrow. This is what it is. You need to undertake these, not every single day, but what I'm trying to say is, if you've got them, you work in a school, or you're a solicitor or a teacher, then you should be allowed to go and watch and participate in grassroots football. It's like a painter and decorator, has all the qualifications, or an electrician, all the qualifications, and yet you go into the FA, and because you haven't done their safeguarding or DBS checks, you can't do the job. Doesn't make sense to me, it really doesn't. But they refused them. No, I doubt it very, very much. I think they'll let them in. But you understand where I'm coming from. One should cover all, especially if you're a teacher, care worker, support worker. You have these DBSs, you have safeguarding, and sometimes they're more powerful than the FAs itself, but it's still not recognised. It should be recognised. And to me, it's costing that person a lot more money to go in and do the FA, especially if they want to be voluntary and get involved in grassroots football with the kids as well. This is where my argument starts. You should take all that away. You really should, and there should be one understanding of DBS and safeguarding. That is proof for all. You just show it to the FA, that should be enough. but unfortunately it isn't. And that's my argument that we're going to bring up now. We've got 6 weeks with the kids being off, and we're going to get really stuck in to all your safeguarding, your DBSs, your courses, and also the heading or the non-heading of the ball for next season. So there's a lot of debate coming up. We will involve our kids, as I say, on last night's show and the night before. If we have a really top interview coming up, the kids will be doing that themselves. So we'll bring them back in, if they're available, that is. Okay, so whatever you've been out and about on grassroots football, let's hope everything was good. If it wasn't, please email me, mal@don'ttexttheline.com, give us your details, let us know what's what, and it's between us, and we can discuss, and you know, we can get in touch with a lot of people like the managers, the coaches, team members. Everyone talks to me, everyone understands what I'm about, and it's all about safety for the kids first and foremost, and then also the referees as well. But don't forget, the majority of referees officiating now are kids themselves. They're still under 18, so we've got to take that into account, and you've got to look at that as well as a spectator, as a parent, or as a manager or coach as well. You've got to realise just how much or how important that is when it comes to grassroots football on and off the field of play. Okay, I think a lot of summer leagues are coming to an end now. You can see that, and tournaments will start. There'll be a lot of tournaments coming up in August. I'm not doing my tournament, by the way, this year. I've just thought I'd announce it if you watch the shows. I'm planning it bigger and better for next year, because I've had that much on. It just would take too much to do in the tournament. It's so successful last year, and I've had loads and loads of people wanting to get in touch with me and wanting to do their own tournaments with me, that I've just said, please bear with me. It will go on next year, and don't forget, I still have a record of every team that were involved, and you will all be invited back for the tournament, because you were all immaculate, absolutely fantastic. No ifs or buts. The parents, spectators, the managers, the coaches, the committee members, all, and the players themselves, whoever turned up, were absolutely outstanding, I must admit, within the tournament. So well done to my Heart of Gold and Don't Cross the Line tournament 2 years ago, or last year, I should say. It'll be 2 years next year. So we're looking at something to do. So if you want to get in touch with me and say, can you put your team in it? Yeah, we'll take a note of all that. We're going to do from under 7s and probably up to under 13s. Unfortunately, under 13s and 12s that we had last time, we won't be eligible to go into the league, but you'll all have other teams who were really productive and absolutely fantastic. I must admit, it was tiring work, and I probably needed 2 years off to get over the last one, because it was really, really hard to do. But I've got more support, a lot more help, and I'm just looking at the bigger picture as well. So it will be rather good. And don't forget, we've got our Respect Awareness campaign. That's 24-25. We're planning on that one as we speak, as well, getting in touch with the football's governing bodies to make a difference. And we want all the referees themselves. It is working, it really is working. Everyone is on board with it. The whole country should be on board with it, and many other teams. Liverpool, Everton support me unbelievably every single year, as well as the PFA. What more could I say with them? They have been outstanding, supporting us and making sure that all the referees have got their t-shirts to wear. So so well done to the PFA. Unreal. Thank you very, very much indeed. Okay, we move on. And we're moving on. Yes, we're moving on to England versus Spain. And before we do, just have a sip of water. Make sure everyone... Ooh. Sorry about the silence there, folks, but anyone who can see me on DXTL TV know exactly what I'm doing. And I can't talk when I've got a mouthful of water, unfortunately. I can blow bubbles, but not talk. So there you go. We've enjoyed that, and it keeps the thirst quenched as well. England versus Spain. Now I'm believing that it's going to be exactly the same team now. Ollie Williams will come back out, and Harry Kane will go back in, and we'll start again, and we'll start using the subs. But I think, you know, yeah, subs coming on cannot change the game all the time. We've all witnessed that at club level. You had like David Fairclough, going back many years ago with Super Sub David Fairclough. It must have been just a one-off, he could change the game all the time. Every time we brought him on, he seemed to score a goal, and it lifted the team. But when you've got 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 subs in extra time, they need them, that could be a little bit of a downfall. Now, if it does go to extra time, will England have the legs to compete? They were dreading it the other night against the Netherlands. Lucky enough, it was the last minute that saved them. That didn't go ahead, and I believe if that had gone to extra time, the Netherlands would have beat us. But it remains, it was unseen, and we didn't need to go to extra time, and England have gone through to the final to play Spain. The team, I think, have been most outstanding throughout the tournament, week in, week out. Whenever they played, and their football and their passing is just tremendous. Now, yeah, not every good team, as you say, wins a trophy, and that's the words that are going out and coming around from the punters. But my money's on Spain. It really is. Right from the way it go, and I said it from the way it go. I didn't expect England to go all the way. I really didn't. I thought it'd be Spain and Netherlands in the final. I was very, very close. I did forecast it right from the start. I've got one team in there, and England have gone in. So anything can happen. Yeah, it's football. We know that. We really, really do know it. They've gone all the way. How will this affect these players at their club level next season? That remains to be seen as well with the legs. Will they go halfway through the season? But I don't think so. You know, I thought Man City would blow up with their Champions League and running and go for nearly all 4 trophies, and that didn't happen. They just got stronger as the season went on. It started off poor, but would the same happen with this? I doubt it very, very much. So I think the players, once they've had their rest, will be right back in there for club level. Yeah, who's going to win? Who is going to win? How's it going to go? What's the score going to be? We gave our forecast the other day, and I think we've gone for Spain. I can't change my mind. I really, really can't. Hopeful on England, just hopeful. I'm in work, would you believe? And we've got this game today. Can we do it? Yes, we know it's a recorded show. I've had to record the show because I'm in work. So it's later on that we're playing Spain. Will we do it? Can we do it? Yeah, they can do it. Will we do it? I doubt it. Nico Williams and Yamal, 2 unreal players. Now, I saw them the other week when he took them both off, and Spain were a little bit ordinary. Now, if you keep them 2 on, they can play the full match. Well, obviously it's a different ball game. It really is. And we know Pickford is going to be in a game himself this time. So he's got to make those world-class saves that he is capable of pulling off. And he can do it. But the defence have got to be alert. And as I say, will we see a change? Unless there's injuries, no, it'll just resort back to the same team. And he'll probably do the same again. Luke Shaw, it doesn't always work. Those same tactics does not always work. Let's see what happens. Your thoughts? I'd love your thoughts before the game kicks off. And I'm sure you're all going to enjoy your parties, but the kids are all back at school and work does beckon for the majority. I'm coming home tomorrow, so I'm alright, but I'm in work watching it. What more could I say? What more could I say, indeed? I can only wish England all the best. I really can. I'm a little bit disappointed for the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold, who hasn't been given the opportunity. Yet he's a sub, an England sub, and I don't think he wants to be classed as an England sub, like most of the subs out there. But I think a lot more will come out after the Euros, especially if we don't win it. I really do, with these subs who have been not given a really, really good chance. It hasn't come on. They've had minutes, not full games. And Trent was, to me, honestly, a scapegoat. Whether he believed that himself, I'm not too sure. But I think deep down, he must be feeling hurt. Goes in midfield, and I thought he'd done okay. But there's some pundits and reporters out there who slated him and wanted him out because they see a different ball game. And when he come out, they couldn't get the balance right, and they're now saying the balance is right in Mainu and Rice. I don't think it is really. I really don't. That could have worked, you know, as they say, England were poor, they got better. What makes you think that Alexander-Arnold couldn't have got better as the games went on if he was put in that position? He might have created a lot more chances for goals, he might have scored a lot more, but no, taken out, not even put right back. So, what you do with him, you know, and I can see the disappointment in himself. So I wish everyone all the best out there. Everyone, I want you to enjoy yourselves. Go and enjoy the football. It's later on. Can England do it? What will the country be like if they do it? Anyway, has the whole country gone mad at the moment for England? Yes, it has. So good luck, England. I wish you all the very, very best. And we can talk about that this coming Friday when we'll be back with the Grassroots Show. So from myself, Matt Lane, all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect programme, no heart of gold, no ref, no game. I keep getting that one mixed up. We'll be back again on Friday with maybe and hopefully one of our manager guests to talk about grassroots football in general. Have a great evening, and I've got to say, come on England. Good night, God bless.